Hello, hello, and welcome to Dwell According to Knowledge, the talk show. I am your host and your coach, Trey, and this is your relationship tip for today. All right, ladies, let's talk about something that's going to be very, very important to you right now, and that is how to become a virtuous woman. Oh, yeah, how to become a virtuous woman. Look, the Bible will Proverbs 31 will take you exactly where it is that you need and tell you exactly what you need to be a virtuous woman. And that is all you need to get, because it didn't go off into a whole bunch of, how you're supposed to act, how you supposed it didn't do any of that. It just kind of went down the line to tell you exactly what a virtuous woman is. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on my cheat sheet here and I'm going to break it down. It's already broken down, so I'm just going to read what I put down here based off of what I saw in there, and then I'm going to give it to you. Okay? Take notes. All right, listen. The first question is, are you a virtuous woman? Ooh, yeah, let's get that one out the way first. Now, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I have listened to many women, especially Christian ones, right? And they talked about how much a virtuous woman that they are, only later for me to see that all the drama and all of the baggage that she brings into a relationship. Because one of my first questions is, why are you back in singles ministries? Okay, not all of you are like this, but I'm just saying most of you are like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover in this lessons the aspects of what a virtuous woman really is and how you can become one. And I'll give you some time, right, to pull up your Bible and start reading from Proverbs 31. You can go get it, or usually in most of my stuff, you're probably going to have to just have your Bible handy. Just keep your Bible handy, because I may go to it from time to time in any of my videos. So now, I first had to look up the word virtuous in order to find out, what a virtuous woman was. Now, the definition of virtuous is conformity to a standard of morality, of a particular moral excellence, of commendable quality, active power to accomplish a given effect, or a last and certainly not least, chastity. Okay, chastity. Now, I had to look up that word chastity as well so that you can find out. Then, like I said, I'm going to keep it done. Now, chastity is the quality or state of being chaste. Now, let me go tell you what chaste is. Now, chaste is innocent of unlawful sexual intercourse. You know what I mean? Virtuous, pure. Okay, now, celibate. Now that's going to be difficult for a lot of you, but you can always keep yourself pure for a significant amount of time, mainly in between relationships. I mean, you can't get out of a relationship and then go back to a boyfriend behind the last boyfriend, and you know what I mean, and not be celibate or any of that kind of stuff. My thing is, I'm going to give you to and I'm going to say it just like this, save the sex till marriage. Okay. Now I'm covered with him. Okay. Now, but the bottom line is, for you all that don't, and for us that don't, you know what I mean? I'm going to just keep it that way. Keep it real with you, and let you know that pure of thought goes along with celibacy, and being modest about it is always there. Okay. Now, a small note here is that, in other words, right, she didn't run around with multiple men and didn't cheat on her husband. She was a one-man woman, and we can just cover that one right off the bat. Okay? Now, let's get to some of the qualities that she had, because I'm going to help you to understand. Now, and I'm going to put it real simple for you. That way you can get to it and you can understand it as well. Okay? Now, to simplify this for you, make it plain, the bottom line is this. Number one, she knows God. You know what I mean? Go to verse 30 and see right there where it is. Okay? Number two, she is wisdom and spirit filled. That's in verse 26. Okay. Y'all need to get this. I'm trying to tell you something. Now, she knows herself and her worth. That's number 3. It is in verse 10 and 25. You understand? Okay. Now, number 4 is she knows her husband. Okay, now listen, that's in verse 11 and in verse 12. Now, I'm going to stop right here for a second, and I'm going to give you this. You getting to know your man, your guy, your mate, your significant other, or whoever it is that you get there. In order to get to know them, you're going to have to do a certain thing. That is, get to know yourself. And once you do that, it'll be perfect. A perfect opportunity to get to know them. In one of my in my books, I have a book that's it's an assessment book. I haven't finished it yet, and I have something in my other book, my other books in the Dwell According to Knowledge series, where you can ask yourself about over 250 questions so that you can get to know who you are and ask those same questions to your mate. Okay. All right. Now, number 5 is she wasn't afraid to work and wasn't lazy. Now, in verse 13, verse 14, verse 15, verse 18, verse 19, verse 21, and verse 22, you'll see that the lady was doing a whole lot. I mean, she was doing everything from quilting, rugs and quilts, covers, tapestries, clothes. She did all of that stuff. Making these garments, making all these things to go in her household for her kids and for her husband. Okay. The other one was she was a businesswoman and she owned land. You know what I mean? That's when she went out and bought a vineyard. That's when she went out and, made some land and, got some crops and got some things together, and that's verse 16 and 24 for number 6. Now, number 7 is she knows and practices the fruits of the Spirit. Now, go to the fruits of the Spirit and you will be able to know what the fruits of the Spirit: kindness, meekness, charity, long suffering, those kinds of things. And you'll understand that, but you got to go through the fruits of the Spirit in order to do. And these are the things that you're going to have to practice in order to get some things together. Okay. Now let's get this one thing straight right off the top. She was found first. You know what I mean? She didn't go out there chasing no guys or seeing a man and, hey, I'm going to be your. She didn't do anything. Her husband found her. Well, wasn't her husband? He found her when in the beginning part of it. Okay, he found her, and then they got married, and then all the other stuff just fell into place. Okay, now, because Proverbs 18 and 22 says, "He whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtain favor of the Lord." Okay, you get that one? All right, now, do you think that's another reason why relationships fail? That's because you probably are out there looking, instead of setting yourself up, preparing for someone to find you, you're busy out there looking for someone. You understand? To find you. There's a difference between preparing yourself and looking for someone. You understand? Okay, good. Now, that was the backwards way of doing things, ladies. Okay, now, I'm going to put this even simpler. Okay, now, while you're waiting to be found, you get to know God and Jesus. You get to know yourself. Resolve, clean up, and leave past issues and wreckage. You understand? And get your present life in order. And there's another video that I'm going to do as far as, the 7 areas of your life that you need to get in order to prepare yourself for your next mate. Okay? You get it? I hope you got something from that. This is Trey, your coach, author of Dwell According to Knowledge series, How to Find and Date Your Mate. It is on Amazon. I will put a link in the description below. Go get the book. If nothing else, to ask yourself those questions and then ask your potential mate those same questions. That way you get to know them as well. Okay? Subscribe, like it, share it. Not necessarily in that order. And I'll see you in the next video. God bless.